leaves the corners open, and we've seen Ball State hit a number of threes. Deep from Weber! Oh, you gotta be kidding! Ball State still looking to tie or take its first lead. And here's House, what a spin! Tyler the steal! Got the dunk on the second chance! Get out of here! Inside for Moses, a little bit forced. Weber there! And one! Now Rayson, step back, got it with 7 to shoot. He has not been smooth late, and Weber's open! And Ball State leads for the first time tonight! It's Davis and House. They got Davis! They don't want to foul him. 14 to go, he throws it away! Tyler to House! Got it, it's tied! 17th turnover. McKnight. Oh, what a block! And Moses is the pusher. And the passer. Big men got skills in the building today.
It's a 2,200-mile journey from Malibu, California to Muncie, Indiana. And here on December 12th, you figure it would be a few degrees warmer in Malibu as well. You would think. The first time Ball State and Eastern Michigan got together, 2 overtimes, and potentially the most controversial finish in college basketball this year.
Well, I tell you what, Joe, I was there that Saturday in Ypsilanti.
Thomas Wilder goes out for Western Michigan at the 11-minute mark, and yet it's a 4-point lead for the Broncos at the break. Why? Rebounding. They dominated on the offensive glass, 9 second chance points.
David, these teams going at it in practice since October. It's been a long time. Now it's March, so wipe out everything. It's the past, forget it happened. It's a brand new season.
And it's almost a gut check moment where you go into the locker room and Coach Whitford says, listen, we told you how good these guys were. You got to believe us.
Well, there's no question about it right now.
And as far as Miami is concerned, this is a team that won just 7 games a year ago, still a building program, has already equaled that total this season, and led by a pretty dynamic sophomore in Bailey Reed. Well, if that's round 1, what is in store for round 2? Let's start with Eastern Michigan. They've got one of the most dynamic big men in this league, and he's just a freshman, James Thompson.
That's actually David Eha's side job. he works as the trainer for those guys.
Let me tell you, I've seen a ton of halftime acts, and I've seen this guy before. That is phenomenal what he can do with those dogs.
11 points is the Akron lead. Fouled just before the timeout by Jonathan Williams, the 7th on Toledo, 2nd on Williams. Weber is just a basketball junkie for Ball State. He sat out his transfer season from Youngstown State last year. You can't travel, so he spent a lot of time alone in Muncie with managers that stayed behind. He just watches basketball on ESPN3, and David, we're not talking about Big 12 and Big 10 and ACC games. He will turn on anything. It could be Division III, and he actually likes that better because he likes to see how you play the game at smaller levels.
Yeah, no question about it. He is a student of the game, and I asked him what players he likes in particular, and he said, man, just a huge fan of Kyle Korver. I try to follow him, see what he does as far as his routine, and give him 20 to start MAC play for Ryan Weber.
Similar Barber, too, by the way. There's a deflection for Ball State. It's the 10th Toledo turnover. Calhoun. First points of the second half for Bo Calhoun, and Ball State has blown the barn doors off.
Well, if there's 2 big guys in the MAC that can shoot face-up mid-range jumpers as good as Calhoun and Booth, I'd like to see it.
There's Booth. Right on cue. And Booth is ailing. He's wincing, getting back on defense. Remember, he got banged in the knee in the first half.
Well, Ball State has done a terrific job, Joel. Just 5 turnovers handling the basketball. Don't want to get too conservative here. Just make sure you don't get empty possessions. I tell you, quietly, Niall Smith, 6 assists.
A near turnover with 4 to shoot. Calhoun. Oh! At the buzzer, Bo Calhoun! The Cardinals have hit a season-best 13 threes. The freshman Sanford. Garber the O-board. And Toledo not done just yet.
Great putback by Garber, but Joel, the defense, look at the rotations and the way Ball State attacked and went after the shooters. There's no open looks right now for Toledo.
Diopwe tripped up. They'll go to the free throw line, 1-1.
And sometimes there is no explanation. Okay, 2-1, why not?
You can't understate the importance of this game, by the way, also. You could say it's just another game, and it's a conference game, so certainly there's an emphasis. Ball State lost its final 17 games last year. It did not win a conference game after the third week of January. This is huge for James Whitford, this program, and everything else going forward. There's so much behind just one game right now.
Well, it really is. And again, Joe, with the non-conference schedule, most of the MAC teams played, nobody really knew. Nobody knew who had what, so everybody been waiting to see who are the pretenders and who are the contenders, and right now Ball State looks to be a contender. Early on, just one game, but boy, you love the effort.
Stuckey Mosley's had a great night. That foul is on the floor, though. And it'll put Mosley at the line, 1-1. Foul on Niall Smith is his first, the 8th on Ball State.
And look, if you're Toledo, let's not undermine the fact of just how hard it is to win road games in this league, particularly with so many new guys, so many freshmen. But Ball State, you still got to take care of business. I know 5 minutes left.
It's now 16 for Kyler Stuckey Mosley. Came in averaging 10. And he got them both.
And Joel, as you talk about Toledo moving forward, the one stat that just really leaps out at you, just 5 points off of their bench. So it's been the starters, the big 3 guns. Beyond that, they have not gotten the offensive production.
Well, they're upping the pressure. That's nothing, though, for Niall Smith. Almost got the bucket out of it, but he did get the rebound. Booth the board. Ball State now under 50% shooting for the game. It took that long. Cardinals also with just 1 second half turnover. Ball State gave it up 19 times last game out against Chicago State.
Well, you've got to go into Franco House on Lauf right now.
He's going to work.
Great pass.
The dish. Nathan Booth is known for assisting. Franco House doesn't want to be left out of that conversation.
I tell you, the passing in this game by the bigs on both teams has been terrific.
Triple team, another steal for Ball State. Tyler, fireworks out of the sophomore. 20-point lead. You got a brand new era of basketball in Muncie. This one, a shocking start.